If we needed any more reason to boast about our national instrument, the Steelpan, the United Nations has proclaimed August 11th as World Steelpan Day. But even before then, Trinbago established Steelpan Month for the entire month of August. And this morning, we are joined by the Education Officer of Trinbago, Marcus Ash, to tell us more about it and some of the activities as we celebrate and commemorate the day. Marcus, good morning.
Good morning, Kimberly.
How are you this morning?
I am re-energized.
Of course. I mean, apart from the tiredness that you might feel, because I could imagine the sort of preparation that goes into this.
It's been
First of all, your opinions on UN proclaiming today as World Steelpan Day.
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody in the Steelpan movement, or by extension in Trinidad and Tobago, should be feeling any form of negativity towards this.
Yes.
I think it's a step in the right direction for the art form. It's a step in the right direction for this country and for the product of this country, the Steelpan.
Of course. And now tell us about some of the preparation that Trinbago has been going through to get us to this day.
Okay, so, well, the preparation, this has been a couple of years in the making. So in 2019, we actually celebrated the first World Steelpan Day. Now, the idea was conceptualized by one Justin Thomas, who is a Trinidadian that resides in London. He came up with the idea and tried sharing it with stakeholders to try and lobby to have this event happen. And in doing so, it then went to one Bertel Gittins, who's the founder of the World Steelpan Trust, who came to Trinbago with the idea. And with the blessings of Trinbago, he went ahead, formed the World Steelpan Trust, and then eventually got UNESCO to acknowledge it. It then went further by last year, where Trinbago, the World Steelpan Trust, and all the stakeholders basically came and we lobbied the government, because the United Nations is not UNESCO or anything. They don't know who Trinbago is or who Bertel Gittins or World Steelpan Trust is.
Yeah.
They recognize a country. You are a country that is the member.
Yeah.
So we would have lobbied with our line minister, Senator, the Honorable Randall Mitchell. He would have then went further to reach out to the Foreign Affairs Ministry, who would have then reached out to our ambassador to the United Nations. And you really have to commend them on the work that they did. They did the paperwork, they did everything, they sent it forward.
Yeah.
And not just to sponsor this bill to go to the United Nations, but actually getting 84 countries to co-sponsor it.
Yes.
Up until the day of this being passed in the United Nations, our mission in New York to the United Nations were busy literally going after countries to come and join with us. And they did.
And they did. And so we tell them thank you for that as well.
Thank
we now
you.
have that official holiday on the, well, not holiday, but a grand day on the UN calendar.
Correct.
Tell us about today, though. I know there's something in Woodford Square. They told us about something in Tobago. Let's go Woodford Square first.
All right, so Woodford Square, well, it's not even Woodford Square, it's Port of Spain.
It's Port of Spain, yes.
Bacchanal and Port of Spain, as
Yes.
soon as lunchtime hits.
Right.
So we start with the street procession. Before even that, actually, all the single pan bands will line up on Piccadilly Street, starting from Park Street, going straight down Piccadilly Street to the Greens, where
Yes.
each band have their time and will be playing. It goes across the Duke Street, down Frederick Street. All those will be lined with single pan bands.
Yeah.
Additionally, what you have is from All Stars, we actually will have a street procession with the African drums, the tambour, bamboo, the police seal orchestra. They would be carrying us from All Stars Panyard down Frederick Street to Woodford Square. And when we arrive at Woodford Square, it's going to be
Grand
all hell
celebration.
breaking loose.
Now go back a
So,
bit. The one that starts at Piccadilly, what time does that one begin?
It begins roughly between 12 and 1
Between 12 and 1 p.m. Are people allowed to follow that procession
Every
all
single
the way
thing
down?
is free
Okay,
and for the
good.
public.
Yes.
This is Trinbago,
Yes.
the Steelpan movement, and the government of Trinidad and Tobago's gift to the nation today.
Yeah.
So come out in your numbers in Port of Spain.
Yes.
So once you proceed down to Frederick Street now and you get to Woodford Square, if you pass through Woodford Square right now, you're going to just see a lot of activity and tents. There's a grand stage. There's other stages built up for the conventional bands where we'll get to in Woodford Square. So we have the National Steel Symphony Orchestra. We have Desperados, Renegades, All Stars, Supernovas, Silver Stars, Phase 2, and of course Skiffle.
Yes.
That will be performing there. But besides that, we also have a number of our stakeholders. So you could come down there. We have companies that produce steel pans, pan stick cases. We have the UE and UTT that offer degrees in steel pan music, where you could come and learn about the program and register as the case be. You have Pannotation, you have Visit Trinidad. All these people will be there in booths there. They have a lot of giveaways. They have a lot of things that you can purchase as well.
So we're enjoying pan, we're learning about pan. We know how, if we want to get into the pan fraternity as well, what we can do. Is it 2 separate events? Because I think I saw something at 12 and one at 5. Or is it just one event?
Well, Pan Trinbago's event starts at 12, which is the procession coming down, and end at 5.
Right, and then 5.
And then we start at 5 in the square, and goes until.
Okay, nice. And so are there going to be, apart from the pan, any other additional performances when we get down to Woodford Square?
Well, I mean, the single pan bands are going to do it.
Yeah.
You're also going to hear right there in Woodford Square from a lot of the international stakeholders.
Yes.
So a lot of the presidents of steel band associations all around the world would have reached out to send their congratulations.
Yes.
That will be displayed for everyone to see.
Yes.
It's going to be a grand time today.
And as we move ahead in the month of August, because I know there's also something happening in Buku on Sunday as well. They are having their celebrations.
So Tobago will be doing their celebrations this Sunday in Buku. And of course, well, August is Steelpan month. There's activities every day.
Yes.
So we have the Pan and Powder celebration on the 23rd. We have Pan on the Avenue on the 26th, and a number of other things going straight. As a matter of fact, this year it couldn't all fit into August, so we went straight into September one time.
One time. We're doing Republic Day celebrations,
and
everything
that will
one
lead
time.
you straight into Panorama. As you know, our single pan starts early in October, November, that time there, and we go straight into Carnival next year.
Yeah.
There's no end, no rest. I had 2 sleepless nights in preparing for this. We'll see how long again I could reach.
Of course, Marcus, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. I mean, we don't need any additional encouragement, but anything you want to tell the public as we commemorate this very important day.
I just want to tell the public to, you know, understand the significance of what it is and what it has done. This is a step in the right direction. If we look at it from a social perspective, it was once an instrument where women and children couldn't be around, and now we have reached that direction. It's something that will now open economic boost to Trinidad and Tobago where foreign exchange is concerned.
Yes.
The next thing I'll dare say on TV before I leave, if you think World Steelpan Day is an accomplishment, it have at least 2 more things up that is soon
Before
to
the end of the year?
It may not happen before the end of the year, but it is definite. It may or may not happen before the end of the year.
Right.
I'm not coming to say anything else on TV, but there are 2 other major, very major accomplishments that will be coming to the Steelpan community, and by extension, Trinidad and Tobago soon.
And that's where we're going to leave it for now, Marcus. Remember, you heard it here on TTT. Marcus is saying there are 2 more accomplishments. Let me just thank him so much. That was Mr. Marcus Ash, of course, the education officer at Pan Trinbago, just giving us an update of the exciting things that's going to be happening here in Trinidad and, of course, on Sunday in Buku in Tobago. Now, you've been hearing her music all morning. She had us vibing to Engine Room. She had us vibing to Kes Come For This Walk. And that lady, of course, is Miss Mahalia Thomas, panist extraordinaire, who is blessing us with her talent and beauty this morning. Mahalia, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Happy to have you back. I know you're no stranger to the Now Morning Show. We always remember this lady and her tenor pan and the decorations. But Mahalia, as a panist, I mean, you belong to, is it the Arima Steel Orchestra as well?
Arima.
All-Star Steel Orchestra.
Correct.
I mean, so first of all, initial thoughts on the UN, you know, proclaiming this on their calendar.
This is really amazing. I'm glad that the world has come in to celebrate this day with us. This pan, guys, is going to the world, and I'm so excited that, you know, I am part of this as well.
Yeah. I mean, how will you be celebrating?
Well, I'll be entertaining for everyone today.
Yeah. Like you're doing now on the Now Show.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. How have you started preparation for Panorama next day? I mean, how is it looking in the Panyard?
Well, they will start like later on this year.
Yes.
But I know that time of the year is going to be really, really hectic because, you know, it's bands, band to band, late nights, no sleep. But you know, you gotta do what you got to do.
Do what you gotta do.
It's all fun.
Of course. So Mahila, let me thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know you have one more to play before you take us to the break.
Yes.
Of course, congratulations with everything that you've achieved thus far. We look forward to seeing more from you. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you can lead us off the break.
Okay.